Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're cutting through some of the usual noise. We want to look at how certain businesses manage to really, you know, thrive, not just survive. And the key seems to be focusing on what won't change. In a world totally obsessed with predicting the next big thing, this feels like a shortcut maybe to mastering the long game. There's this great analogy like a chess grandmaster. They aren't just reacting right.
Exactly. They're not just swatting away immediate threats.
They're playing for permanent advantages, control the center, keep the king safe, that sort of thing.
Yeah, seeing beyond the next few moves.
And in business, it's kind of the same idea, identifying those unchanging fundamentals. But what are these constants, really?
That's a great question. They really fall into, I'd say, two main buckets. First, you've got those universal human desires, things like convenience, wanting connection, security.
Status, novelty even.
Yes, exactly. Things hardwired into us. Then there are the industry-specific realities, the basic physics of making something or the fundamental demand for, say, entertainment. The point is, how we deliver might change incredibly fast, but those core needs, they're surprisingly stable.
Okay, so to really dig into this, the classic example has to be Amazon, right? The Bezos doctrine.
Oh, absolutely. It's famous for a reason.
Bezos noticed everyone asked him, what's going to change in 10 years?
Right. The focus was always on the future, the trends.
But he flipped it. He asked, what's not going to change in the next 10 years? Why was that question so powerful for Amazon?
Well, it's just brilliant in its simplicity, isn't it? He zeroed in on three things customers he figured would always want: lower prices, faster delivery, and a huge selection.
Yeah, you can't really imagine anyone saying the opposite.
Exactly. Like you said, can you imagine a customer in 10 years saying, gosh, I wish Amazon's prices were higher, or I wish delivery took longer?
Of course not. It's almost obvious when you frame it like that.
And that clarity gave Amazon this massive strategic advantage. It meant they could, confidently invest billions in things like warehouses, knowing that infrastructure would pay off for years, decades even.
Right. It wasn't a gamble on a trend.
No, it made prioritizing easier. It helped build those deep competitive moats.
Moats, meaning like barriers to entry for competitors.
Precisely. Enduring advantages.
Yeah.
And it generated compounding returns on the capabilities they built around those constants.
Okay, Amazon's scale makes sense. But does this only work for giants? Or can smaller players use this thinking too? I mean, Apple comes to mind.
Oh, absolutely. Not just for giants. It's universal. Look at Apple. Despite being in tech, which changes constantly, they've always anchored themselves to, fundamentally, technology that just works.
That seamless user experience.
Exactly. That's their constant. And think about Costco, too. Totally different industry. Their whole model is built on timeless stuff. The desire for a great deal, quality stuff at low prices, and that sort of treasure hunt feeling.
Yeah, you never know what you might find.
These aren't fads. They're deep shopping behaviors.
And even Netflix, they made that huge pivot from DVDs to streaming.
Yeah, but think about it. The delivery changed, but the core desire didn't. People still wanted entertainment on demand, convenience, personalized choices. They just found a better way to deliver on those unchanging needs.
So digging deeper, why does this strategy work so well? What's the core advantage?
Well, there are a few key things. One, it gives you incredible confidence for long-term investment. You're building on solid rock, not shifting sand, less risk chasing fads.
Okay, that makes sense. What else?
Two, it drastically simplifies decision-making. You have a clear filter for what matters and what's just noise.
Cuts through the clutter.
Right. Three, it builds really strong brand clarity. Customers get what you stand for. And four, it drives operational excellence. You're always refining the things that actually deliver on those core promises, getting better and better, compounding improvements.
Okay, so this sounds powerful. How can, someone listening apply this, whether they're in a big company or just starting something?
It boils down to maybe 4 steps. First, identify your constants. What do your customers or stakeholders always want? Maybe for a freelance designer, it's clear communication and hitting deadlines reliably.
Or a local coffee shop, a welcoming space and consistently good coffee.
Exactly. Second, audit your investments. Where are your time and money really going? Are they aligned with those constants?
Or are you chasing the latest social media trend instead of improving, say, customer service?
Good point. Third, build long-term capabilities. Invest in the skills, the tools, the processes that serve those constants day in, day out.
Got it. And fourth,
Communicate your focus. Make it crystal clear to everyone, your team, your customers, what you're relentlessly focused on.
It really does seem almost backwards, doesn't it? Focusing on what won't change when everyone else is trying to predict what will.
It does sound counterintuitive, but as we've seen with these examples, that's where the real endurance, the real staying power comes from.
It seems so simple, yet profound.
And that's the beauty of it. So maybe the question for everyone listening is, what unchanging fundamental need or desire, maybe in your work, maybe in your own life, could you build your next big idea around? It's often less about chasing the next shiny object and more about truly mastering the things that last.
That's a really powerful thought to end on. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Definitely encourage you to look for those constants in whatever field you're in. You might be surprised